926 here, Big 550 KTRS. The board meeting is in session. John Deal, Speaker of the House in waiting, Majority Leader. Jane Duker is former Chief of Staff to Governor Holden. And Jay Kanzler, who is the number one off the bench, sixth man of the year, Jay Kanzler. Jay, take it away.
Thank you, McGraw. I wanted to talk about Ann Wagner's sponsoring of a bill that has two aims. It's in the Post-Dispatch today. Congresswoman Wagner's bill is aimed at sex trafficking, but even kind of more importantly, it's aimed at those websites, those places that you can go, and anybody can do it right now, where you can arrange for sex over the internet right here in town. And I know this, a family friend came, their daughter had disappeared, asked me to find them. I kind of did some investigating, and finally, through talking to some people and looking on backpages.com, was able to locate her ads. She had been dragged into prostitution, pulled her out of a very seedy motel in the middle of the night, and sent her back home, and hopefully she's getting help. But the most frustrating part of it was that after that, in wanting to follow up and continue to help her, I wanted those ads to come down. I did not want her to have the ads that were out there, really very horrible, suggestive ads. And
you mean the one she was attached to, or the one they took advantage of her and put up there?
No, she was attached to, and they had put up both.
Okay.
And I could not get those pages to take them down. Sometimes a couple of them did. Most of them ignored me. Those that did talk to me basically said, "What are you going to do about it?" And so I think Congresswoman Wagner's bill is aimed at those. Backpages.com. I mean, there's just a host of them that are typically all located offshore and really do as they please. And it's you'd be shocked. You can find probably 300 to 400 to 500 ads for young ladies in St. Louis who in 2 hours will have sex with you for the right price.
Well, according to the story in the newspaper, the U.S. Department of Justice says that St. Louis is in the top 20 cities nationally when it comes for sex trafficking.
Wow.
So this isn't like a one-off. This happens every single day. We've talked about it here. And what they do is they entice you with modeling, right? What 13, 14-year-old girl or boy says, hey, I'd like to be a model. Come have your pictures taken. Right. You don't know. Your parents want you home. Well, wait, let me go spend the $200 I made working to go buy these pictures. All of a sudden, they take you, they grab you, they inject you with something, and all of a sudden you're addicted, and all of a sudden now they have you captured. So it isn't bad homes. Mm-mm. It isn't, runaway kids. These are not that it's any better, but I mean, these are kids who are in middle-class backgrounds, who are going to school, who are doing the right thing, who are literally being taken off of the streets and being sold, and it's a massive problem, and no one's talking about it.
And it's no different than, it's this virtual marketplace is where it is. No different than kind of going back to the, biblical times where there were just markets of women. You go on these websites, and they're not hard to find.
It's like
just
eBay for sex.
Right.
I mean,
and they're pictures, and you whatever your fantasy is, whatever your fetish is, and it goes on unabated out there.
And all these girls are basically have been adopted and are being held against their will.
I don't know that I go that far. I'm sure a lot of them are. A great deal of them are. Some of them have been lured in by others at the kind of the enticement of money, or some of them, drugs, friends, and so whatever it is, setting aside the free choice or not free choice, we have a kind of a system set up now where this can go on. All of this illegal activity, it's a free-for-all.
I get free speech, and I get freedom of the press, and I get their constitutional right, but I think there's constitutional rights are not absolute.
Not in the commercial speech arena, and that's what this is.
Right,
so
and there should be limits, and they should not be able to hide behind any constitutional right.
Well, there are laws against solicitation.
Absolutely. You don't get to advertise for illegal activity. That's not covered by free speech, commercial or otherwise. So
I wonder why.
And these aren't ads that say, "Hey, you looking for someone to maybe have a cup of coffee with?" The
they're
subtle.
Not even subtle, right?
They're not even subtle. They
An
come
escort.
out explicitly. It's even worse than that. They'll tell you exactly what,
I mean,
what they're going to do
why
to
can't
you.
the federal government or somebody just block that?
Well, blocking is very difficult, and there are. I mean, the government is trying to find these people and shut them down. It's not easy. I mean, when they bounce signals off and have web pages that go offshore, I mean, it's not. If it were easy, they would have already done it. I mean, so it is difficult. I mean, but the Eastern District of Missouri, the federal U.S. Attorney's Office, and the FBI are very specialized in these kind of children's sex crimes, and they're out there trying. I mean, the government is trying. It's very hard, and I'm glad that they're trying to give the government more tools. This is not legal behavior, so the bottom line is the government can come in and regulate and and criminalize things that are already criminal. So the key is giving law enforcement and technology people the tools to go find them and get them.
John, you have anything to say?
Yeah, it's just shocking, and I think whatever we can do to try to be able to make the laws enforceable in this area. Sometimes the law has a really hard time catching up with technology, and this is probably one of those situations where technology has exceeded or has passed up the laws that we have, and to the extent we need to tighten that up to deal with the cyber world, I think we should be aggressive about it.
The interesting thing that came out recently about this was there are some organizations, and Jay, you probably know this better than anybody because you were working in this for a little bit. You had that case. There are organizations out there that are taking a look at these pictures, and they're trying to figure out where that picture was taken, what hotel, what city.
Right.
And they're finding out that some of these hotels are in downtown St. Louis. And downtown St. Louis this weekend is holding a volleyball bonanza of all these high school teams coming from all over the country into St. Louis. And you think, oh, my goodness, what are we doing? We're leading these children right into this sex trafficking hotel. So it's just really scary. So, all right. 9:32 here, Big 550 KTRS. That's not a good topic because everyone agreed on it.
It's important people know
No,
about
you're
it.
absolutely right.
It
It is not getting the attention it deserves.
Absolutely.
We'll come back. We'll talk more. Jay Kanzler, John Deal, Jane Duker here on the Big 550 KTRS.